Have you ever felt like there just aren't enough hours in the day? Like no matter how hard you try, your tasks keep piling up and you're always playing catch up?
I used to feel that way too. I'd sit down with a full to-do list, and by the end of the day, I'd barely check off half of it. And it wasn't just being busy, it was feeling busy without real progress. For many of us in 2025, the struggle isn't about wanting to get things done. It's about knowing where to start, what actually works, and how to stay focused when distractions are everywhere. And here's the worst part. If you keep pushing the wrong methods, you don't just waste time, you also burn out, lose confidence, and feel stuck. So the big question is, how can busy people finally get a system that actually works without relying on endless motivation or grinding themselves to the limit?
In this video, I'm going to share the best productivity methods for busy people in 2025. These are practical, science-backed strategies that you can start using today, whether you're juggling work, studies, family, or side projects. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to stop feeling overwhelmed by your to-do list, get more done in less time, build habits that stick even when life gets chaotic, and I'll also share common pitfalls that make even the best methods fail, so you can avoid them from day one.
Method 1. The micro-task flow. The first method is what I like to call the micro-task flow. Instead of trying to tackle huge projects in one sitting, break your work into the smallest possible steps. By micro-tasks, I mean something you can complete in 5 to 15 minutes. Here's why it works. Finishing small tasks triggers a tiny dopamine boost, that feeling of progress, and that boost keeps you moving forward. For example, instead of writing a 2,000-word report in one go, you might write the first 200 words, find sources for the next section, create an outline for the conclusion. It feels manageable, and before you know it, the report is done. I learned this the hard way when I was working on my first big project. I'd stare at it for hours, completely frozen. Once I started breaking it into micro-tasks, suddenly progress became almost effortless.
For example, instead of writing a 2,000-word report in one go, you might write the first 200 words, find sources for the next section, create an outline for the conclusion. It feels manageable, and before you know it, the report is done. I learned this the hard way when I was working on my first big project. I'd stare at it for hours, completely frozen. Once I started breaking it into micro-tasks, suddenly progress became almost effortless.
Pitfall. Don't make micro-tasks too small. If they're trivial, like open Word, it won't feel productive. The goal is meaningful mini progress.
Method 2. Time blocking with buffer zones. Next, we have time blocking. But here's the twist. We add buffer zones. Time blocking is simple. You schedule specific tasks for specific hours of the day. But most people fail because life is unpredictable. Meetings run over, emails flood in, or something urgent pops up. By adding buffer zones, 15 to 30 minutes, gaps between blocks, you give yourself breathing room. No panic, no constant rescheduling.
For instance, if you block 9 to 10 a.m. for deep work, schedule 10 to 10:30 as a buffer. If you finish early, you can review your work. If you run late, you don't lose the next block. A friend of mine, a busy startup founder, swears by this. He said before he started using buffers, he felt like he was always behind. Now he can actually finish his workday without feeling drained.
Pitfall. Don't overfill your schedule. Empty spaces are productive too. They're what give you flexibility and reduce stress.
Method 3. The 2-minute rule for quick wins. You might have heard of this one. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. It sounds almost too simple, but it's surprisingly powerful. Email replies, quick phone calls, jotting down ideas. Small actions done immediately prevent a mountain of tiny tasks from building up.
I personally started using this in 2024 when my inbox had over 1,000 unread messages. Applying the 2-minute rule cut it down to near zero in just a few days, and it felt amazing.
Pitfall: don't confuse small tasks with important tasks. Quick wins are for low-effort, non-critical actions. Your major projects still need deep focus blocks.
Method 4. Energy-based scheduling. Here's a game changer. Schedule tasks based on your energy levels, not just the clock. Not everyone's brain is equally sharp all day. Some people are morning people. Others peak in the afternoon. The key is matching your most important work with your peak energy.
For example, morning, deep work, writing, coding, strategic planning. Afternoon, meetings, emails, less demanding tasks. Evening, light learning, reflection, or creative hobbies. I noticed a huge difference when I stopped forcing myself to write in the late afternoon. My brain simply wasn't ready. By shifting deep work to early mornings, I finished in half the time with much higher quality.
Pitfall: don't underestimate low-energy tasks. They still need attention, but don't waste your prime focus hours on them. Method 5. The no-decision workflow. Another technique for busy people is reducing the number of daily decisions, the no-decision workflow. Decision fatigue kills productivity. Every small choice drains mental energy. The less you have to decide, the more energy you can spend on meaningful work.
This could be as simple as wearing the same work uniform every day, preparing meals or clothes the night before, using preset templates for repetitive tasks. Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg famously did this. Their wardrobe choices were minimized so their brains could focus on the big decisions that mattered. Pitfall: don't make it rigid. Life requires flexibility. The idea is to automate the routine, not eliminate creativity.
Method 6. The reflection and adjustment ritual. Finally, we have the reflection and adjustment ritual. Being productive isn't just about doing more. It's about doing the right things and improving over time. Take 10 to 15 minutes at the end of your day to review what you accomplished, what got delayed or blocked, what you can tweak tomorrow. Even small reflections build a feedback loop that compounds your efficiency. I used to rush from one task to the next, never stopping to reflect. Once I added this ritual, I started catching habits that wasted time, like endless scrolling or ineffective meeting patterns. Pitfall: don't turn reflection into overthinking. Keep it simple and action-oriented. Focus on insights you can apply immediately.
So, to recap, the best productivity methods for busy people in 2025 are micro-task flow. Break big projects into small, meaningful steps. Time blocking with buffer zones. Schedule work with flexibility for unexpected events. The 2-minute rule. Handle small tasks immediately to prevent clutter. Energy-based scheduling. Align tasks with your peak energy periods. No decision workflow. Automate routine choices to save mental energy. Reflection and adjustment ritual. Review daily to improve efficiency continuously. These methods aren't about grinding harder. They're about working smarter, respecting your energy, and creating a system that actually fits your life.
Now here's the most important part: action. You don't need to implement all 6 methods at once. Pick one, try it for a week, and notice the difference. Then layer the others gradually. Productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters with clarity and ease. If you found this helpful, like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell, because I'll be sharing more science-backed, practical strategies to help you get more done without burning out. And here's a question for you. Which of these 6 methods do you think could change your productivity game immediately? Drop your answer in the comments. I'll read them all. Remember, even the busiest schedules can feel manageable once you find the right system. Start small, start today, and watch how your productivity transforms in 2025.